Emotionally intelligent people often feel lonely, not because they lack people, not because they don't know how to connect, but because they understand more than most people realize. And that understanding changes how connection feels. People often assume that emotional intelligence makes relationships easier, that if you understand emotions, you should feel more connected. But in reality, emotional intelligence often does the opposite. It makes you more aware of subtext, of tone, of what's being felt but not said. You notice emotional shifts quickly. You sense discomfort early. You understand motivations deeply. And once you see these things, you can't unsee them. So conversations feel different, relationships feel heavier, and connection feels more complex. Emotionally intelligent people don't just hear words. They hear what's behind them. They notice when someone says, "I'm fine," but isn't. They sense when kindness is forced. They recognize emotional avoidance. This awareness creates distance, not emotional coldness, but emotional caution. Because when you see people clearly, you also see their limits. You see where honesty stops, where self-awareness ends, where accountability disappears. And that knowledge quietly reshapes how close you allow yourself to get. Another reason emotionally intelligent people feel lonely is emotional labor. They are often the ones who listen, who regulate, who hold space. People feel safe with them, understood by them, calmed by them. But safety is not always mutual. Over time, they become the emotional container for others, without being contained themselves. They give understanding, but rarely receive it at the same depth. And that imbalance creates quiet loneliness, not from being alone, but from being unseen. Emotionally intelligent people value depth over availability. They don't want many connections. They want meaningful ones. But depth requires reciprocity. And not everyone can meet them there, so they start editing their social world. Not aggressively, not dramatically, but carefully. They step back from surface-level interactions. They stop over-explaining. They reduce emotional exposure. Their social circle shrinks, but their inner world grows. And that transition, while healthy, can feel lonely. Emotionally intelligent people are often misunderstood. Their calm is mistaken for distance. Their boundaries are mistaken for coldness. Their silence is mistaken for arrogance. But silence, for them, is often regulation. Distance is often self-respect. And boundaries are often self-preservation. Being misunderstood repeatedly creates emotional withdrawal. Not because they don't care, but because explaining themselves becomes exhausting. The loneliness emotionally intelligent people feel is not a flaw. It's a side effect of awareness. Awareness changes tolerance. It changes attachment. It changes expectations. But loneliness here doesn't mean something is missing. It means something is being refined. Emotionally intelligent people aren't meant to connect everywhere. They're meant to connect selectively, with people who can meet them in honesty, in regulation, and in mutual understanding. Loneliness isn't the end state. It's the transition space between shallow connection and meaningful alignment. So if you're emotionally intelligent and you feel lonely, it doesn't mean you're broken. It means you've outgrown connections that no longer fit. And eventually, loneliness gives way, not to crowds, but to clarity. And clarity always leads to the right people.